In the world of investing, everyone's always on the hunt for that one big opportunity, right? That hidden gem, that mispriced asset. Well, one really interesting analysis suggests the answer might be hiding in plain sight. So, a team of analysts decided to tackle that exact question. In a world of just crazy volatile markets, where is the single best place to invest? And they weren't just looking for a bargain. No, they were hunting for something solid, something the rest of the market was completely overlooking. And what they found? Well, it wasn't one of the usual suspects. Not some high-growth emerging market or a risky turnaround story. Nope. Their analysis points to a place that, let's be honest, a lot of people had kind of written off for years. That's right, Japan. According to this deep dive, it is the single most compelling undervalued investment opportunity on the planet right now. So, how on earth did they land on that? Well, before you can find an undervalued country, you first have to agree on what undervalued even means, right? It all starts with having the right framework. And just to be super clear, we are not just talking about cheap stocks here. This is about something way deeper. It's when a country's entire intrinsic value, its economic horsepower, its stability, the actual health of its companies, is just not reflecting in the price tag. It's like finding a blue-chip economy sitting in the bargain bin. The analysis built its case on three main pillars. First, the simple stuff, the numbers. Is the currency cheap? Is the market valuation low? Second, they looked under the hood at the economic engine. What's really driving growth? And third, they checked the foundation. How stable is the government? Can you actually trust the rules of the game? Okay, so with that three-part checklist, the analysis started sizing up the competition. They looked at a bunch of really interesting countries, and each one brought something totally different to the table. And you can see right away just how different these opportunities are. You've got your high flyers like India, great growth, but wow, look at those valuations. Then you have Japan. Slower growth, sure, but it's as stable as they come. And check out this weird little detail. Its stock market's doing great, but the currency is super, super cheap. That's a really interesting setup. So let's put two of these heavyweights side by side. India is the classic growth story, right? You're betting on huge domestic demand, tons of investment pouring in. But you're paying a pretty steep price for that story, about 25 to 30% more than Japan. Japan is a totally different kind of bet. It's not about speed. It's a deep value play, where big, quiet changes are unlocking value that's been sitting there for years. And if you want to see the two extremes of risk, just look at this comparison. On one side, you've got Argentina. It's a total high-risk, high-reward bet, a complete Hail Mary. If it works, you win big. If it doesn't, you get the picture. Then on the complete other end of the spectrum is Japan. This is a slow, steady transformation. Think less revolution, more evolution, all happening within a system that's been stable for ages. Okay, so we've seen the competition. Now let's really dive into the main event. What's the secret sauce here? What's actually going on in Japan that makes it stand out so much right now? It really comes down to a perfect storm of three things. First, you've got the yen, which is at a multi-decade low. That's your discount coupon right there. Second, the stock market, even with its recent gains, is still cheap compared to the rest of the world. And third, you're not gambling on a developing nation. You're investing in a stable, tech-savvy powerhouse. But here's the real kicker, the thing that's changing everything. It's a complete mindset shift in corporate Japan. For decades, the game was all about market share, market share, market share, even if profits suffered. Well, that game is over. The new focus is all about being smart with money and actually rewarding the people who own the company, the shareholders. And this isn't just talk. Look at this number, 15 trillion yen. That's the record amount of money companies are spending to buy back their own stock. They're finally getting rid of old, complicated structures and just giving that cash back to investors. This is real, concrete proof that things are changing in a big way. So what does this all mean? It means that whole story we've been told for 30 years, the lost decades, deflation, a stagnant economy, that story is officially over. It's out of date. For the first time in forever, Japan has real inflation, and people's wages are going up, creating this incredible positive feedback loop for the economy. Okay, but let's be real. It can't all be sunshine and roses, right? Every investment has risks. And if we're going to be honest, we have to talk about the potential problems in Japan. But the key here, according to the analysis, is separating the old story from what's actually happening now. So yeah, everyone talks about Japan's aging population, but the new reality?
These corporate reforms are designed specifically to deal with that by making every worker more productive. People say the politics are shaky, but the core institutions are rock solid. They say it depends on exports, but new partnerships are making them stronger. The whole point is, the market is still stuck on the old risks, not the new reality.
So what's the final verdict? The conclusion from this analysis is pretty clear. The recent rally in Japan? That's not the end of the story. It's chapter 1. The rest of the world is just starting to wake up to a huge structural change that's got a long, long way to go. So why should you care about any of this? Well, here are the big takeaways. First, this is not a temporary upswing. It's a fundamental rewiring of a massive global economy. Second, there's a revolution happening in how companies are run, and it's unlocking decades of hidden value. Third, that weak yen is like a giant welcome mat for investors. And finally, all those risks you've heard about? They're probably already baked into the price, and then some. So if the analysis is right, Japan's comeback story is really just getting started. Which leaves us with the big, multi-trillion-dollar question. How long is this window of opportunity going to stay open?